kind of mood today.
All right.
I've been in a different kind of mood for the last week. Now, since I'm in a different kind of mood, I'm going to have to share this mood with you all. And I pray that by the end of this encounter, y'all will feel the way I feel. Join me now in the book of Acts. Acts, the 27th chapter. Starting at the 40th verse. That's Acts 27, 40 through 44. When you have it, I wish that you could send me a sign by saying amen. Amen. If you're still looking, say hold on a minute. We're all there. For it is here where the Bible says, and when they had taken up the anchors, they committed themselves unto the sea, and loosed the rubber bands, and hoisted up the mainsail to the wind, and made towards shore. And falling into a place where two seas meet, they ran the ship aground, and the forepart struck fast and remained unmovable. But the hinder part was broken with the violence of the waves. And the soldiers' counsel was to kill the prisoners, lest any of them shall swim out and escape. But the centurion, willing to save Paul, kept them from their purpose, and commanded they which could swim should cast themselves first into the sea and get to land, and the rest, some on boards, some on broken pieces of the ships. And so it came to pass that they escaped all safe to land. For the few moments that I want to share with us on this afternoon, I would like to share with this thought in our mind. Making it on broken pieces. Making it on broken pieces. My brothers and my sisters, I would like for you to think back to the worst storm that has ever occurred in your life. I'm not talking about that storm that kept you up for 1 or 2 nights while you were trying to figure it out. I'm not talking about that one that just took you a little while to say that I'm going to make it and I'm going to come out of this. I am talking about that situation in your life that broke you. Not the one that almost broke you. I want you to go back to the one that was so bad that you knew that the only way that you were going to come out would have to be by the hand of God. You were already dealing with a bad situation. And then here comes catastrophic grievance. So great that it breaks everything around you. You found yourself having to pick up the broken pieces of your life to make it through this terrible time. Not only did the situation break the things around you, but my brothers and sisters, you yourself was broken. You had to put back together, be put back together before you could go on with your life. But look at you here this morning, sitting here because you made it.
Thank you, Lord.
I know that someone here this morning is going through a storm at this very moment. If that is you, I admire your strength for coming to worship on today. say right now, real quick, before I even get started, you are in the right place at the right time to make it through your storm. I want us now to go board a ship in Adamitri, a port city in the province of Asia Minor, which is known as modern-day Turkey. But before we go, I must inform you that this will not be a pleasure cruise. This ship is more like a ferry. It was built to carry cargo and just a few people. There is no all-night buffet. No shows. And no casino. Just 276 people on board that are trying to make it to their next destination. And I must also inform you that some of the people on board are prisoners. Some of them do not enjoy the same luxuries as we do because they are chained, their hands are cuffed, and they are under heavy guard. One of these prisoners just happened to be the Apostle Paul. But come go with me. Come on, we're not going to let any of that bother us. We are going to get on board this ship. We head to the gate to board, and instantly, as I said, we see people standing around that don't look like us. You see, immediately, we notice that there are people here who are being guarded, who are chained and handcuffed. We're not looking down at them, but we do start to wonder if we have made the right decision to get on this ship. We don't ponder that situation long, as we will not let that stop us because we have problems of our own. The difference is the people around us can't see what we are handcuffed to. We have some things that are holding us up as well. Things that we are prisoners to. Things that we can't break free from. But they are prisoners. We have made up in our minds that we will stay far away from them when we get on board. We will just sit in the back. Come on, I hope y'all haven't gotten discouraged. Come on. Let's get on the ship. We are now walking up to the ship. We are so excited about taking this voyage. We have been anticipating this trip for quite some time. We finally get on board. And we find seats in the back exactly where we wanted to sit. The ship is filling up now with all kinds of people. The ship is getting loud. And it seems as everyone is trying to talk at the same time. Oh, come on, y'all. We're going to enjoy this. We're going to enjoy this. This is our first time on this ship. But while we're here and everybody's talking, we still can't help but notice the prisoners. You see, the guards now are yelling to show their dominance and to be sure that they have complete control over the prisoners. But we happen to glance at Paul, and although he is chained and handcuffed, he appears to be so calm and unbothered. We question ourselves and we begin to wonder why. And we happen to think that back in the 16th chapter of Acts, just 11 chapters earlier, he and his companion Silas had been thrown in prison with their feet in stocks. And we can only think to ourselves that Paul knew that he has been in a situation like this before, and God has brought him out. Paul looked like he knew bring him out again.
Yeah.
The ship is noisy, it's loud, but that doesn't matter because we are on the ship.
Yeah.
In our seats in the back, listening to the noise,
Yeah.
watching the prisoners. But finally, everyone is on board.
Yeah.
276 of us. And now, in the distance, we hear a voice say, "Anchors away!"
Yeah.
Our excitement now runs over. We are now on our way. We are committed to the sea. The crew has loosed the rubber bands and hoisted up the mainsail to the wind. Now, after much waiting and anticipation, we are on our way.
Yeah.
We sailed past the coast of Asia. The next day, we stopped at Sidon. It was there where Paul was given liberty to go with his friends and refresh himself.
Yeah.
But we set sail again,
That's it.
and the sea begins to get a little rough.
Yeah.
The ship is tossing and turning.
Yeah.
We are now beginning to become a little concerned.
Yeah.
This is our first time on a ship, but hearing the others tell of these horror stories of the dangerous sea has made me a little scared.
Yeah.
We sailed to Cyprus because the winds are contrary, making direct travel dangerous. The captain chose to sail under Cyprus, the northern sheltered side of the island, to protect the ship from strong gales.
Yeah.
This was a practical decision to ensure safety while still moving forward towards our destination. We sailed to Myra, and it was there that we were transferred to another ship that was going to sail into Italy. We leave Myra and sail slowly. We are now a little concerned and begin to become impatient because we are now ready to get to our destination. We're getting tired of being on this rough and rocky sea. But we understand that we are going slowly to protect the sea and the passengers. Except the ship and the passengers. But we don't have time to wait. We want to hurry to our destination. We don't want to go through the process.
Yeah.
We are not worried about being safe. We want everything right now.
Yeah.
We then begin to realize that slow progress is better than no progress.
Yeah.
We must keep moving forward. We must continue to press, no matter how slow it may seem.
Yeah.
We are moving forward slowly. For many days, the waters are still very rough. Come on, y'all, make sure you hang on to something.
Yeah.
And try not to get seasick. Just hang on.
Yeah.
Let's not fall overboard. This is a rough time.
Yeah.
The voyage is now delayed because the wind is contrary, preventing us from reaching Cyprus. So we now begin to sail under the shelter of Crete, near the Cape of Salmon, as a safer alternative. We can plainly see that this voyage has become increasingly dangerous. We watch as Paul stands and says, "Sirs, I perceive that this voyage will be with hurt and much damage. Not only the cargo and the ship, but our lives." Paul was giving a warning that to continue this journey would lead to a disaster. And we were on Paul's side. This is a little bit too dangerous. Being scared, we too saw the danger. We are hoping that they will pull this thing over and park it.
Yeah.
Let me get on. But the centurion, Julius, who is a Roman officer in charge of Paul and the other prisoners, didn't believe what Paul was saying. He trusted the captain and the owner of the ship because they are experienced sailors who believe they can reach Phoenix safely, a port with good shelter. Paul's warning is based on divine insight, while the captain and the owner rely on practical worldly expertise.
Yeah.
I've got to say this. I gotta say it. I gotta say it. Y'all can probably almost guess what's coming, but who will you believe? Will you believe God or will you believe man? We are nervous because they did not heed the words of Paul, and we continued our journey. I'm sweating like I'm on the ship. As we continue, the sea is still tossing the ship back and forth. But it was not long before that the south wind blew softly. The gentle south wind symbolizes favorable circumstances or signs that seem to confirm our plans. The gentle winds let us know, make us believe that we're going to make it. You see, the crew interpreted this as their opportunity to set sail. I don't know why we didn't just sit here while it's calm. But we're on the ship and we're going where the ship goes, so we're going to move when they move. They moved along the coast. Beloved, we've got to be careful when we reach our favorable conditions. They can appear perfect, but they do not guarantee safety or success. God's purposes are sovereign. And we must not assume circumstances confirm His will. God's will, His plans, and His intentions are of the highest authority. They are eternal and in control of all creation, from the smallest detail to the greatest events. Who are we going to believe? Will we believe God or will we believe man? Finally, after many days of dealing with the rough seas, things around us have calmed, and we are now enjoying sailing. And we are now able to relax and take in the beauty of our surroundings, the beauty of the sea. The ship has gotten more quiet. There are not as many nervous people around. But the good weather doesn't last long. Just as we are really beginning to get comfortable, there arises against us a great and mighty storm called a Euroclydon. The Greek term translated as nor'easter. But this is greater than the nor'easter. This is symbolizing a powerful, providential storm that overcomes human navigation. This Euroclydon will overcome whatever we're planning to navigate to. This storm is greater than all the other storms. In short, beloved, we are now in a terrible, deadly storm. This voyage is beginning to look a lot like my life. Every time that I come out of one storm, as soon as I get comfortable, here comes another storm. And this storm is worse than the last storm. I'm glad I'm not in here by myself. Now the ship is being tossed more violently than ever before. Can you hear the people screaming?
Yeah.
Screams are coming from every direction. I even hear screams coming from the seat that I'm sitting in. There's mass confusion. The crew is doing all that they can to save us. The ship and the cargo. They began to slow the ship's progress. They lowered the sea anchor. The anchor is a weighted device to help keep the bow of the ship facing into the waves and reduce the risk of capsizing. Despite these precautions, the storm drove us along and it continued to push us forward. We have now, my brothers and sisters, lost control. The storm has control over which way we go. We have now been in this terrible storm for 3 days. It has been so severe that all the ordinary measures have failed. The crew, being determined to defeat this storm, they decide to lighten the ship by discarding its tackle. This is a desperate act. They're sacrificing the tools and possessions to increase the chance of survival. The need to lighten the ship is so great that we begin to help them to throw things overboard. Not only is the need great, but we have a need for survival. We're on this ship, but we're going to throw away those things that can hold us back. I feel like preaching in here today. Having been in this storm for so many days, seeing not the sun nor the stars, we began to give up hope of ever being rescued. But again, we see Paul stands up and he says, "Sirs, you should have listened to me and not sailed from Crete. Because if you hadn't listened, we would not be in this storm." Paul goes on to say that we should be of good cheer because there will be no loss of life. The only thing that will be lost is the ship. We are comforted somewhat by Paul's words, but we can't help but to imagine how the ship will be lost and we will not. That doesn't make me feel safe. I'm concerned because I don't know about you, but I can't swim. Paul says, "There stood by me this night the angel of God, whose I am and who I serve." The angel told Paul to fear not. You must be brought before Caesar. And lo, God has given thee all that sail with thee safe passage. Paul says, I believe God. My brothers and my sisters, it matters who you spend your time with. It matters who you are connected to. It matters your circle. We are going to be okay because Paul has a relationship with God and he is on the ship. For the next 14 nights, the crew continues to fight with the storm, but to no avail. They fought so hard for so long that they gave up and they decided that they would let down a lifeboat into the sea and get on board. But Paul said to the men, except you abide in the ship, you cannot be saved. In other words, Paul is saying, if you Even though it looks rough, it appears to be dark, but you're going to be okay. He tells them that if they get off the boat, they will not survive. Paul tells us all that since we have fasted for 14 days, he prays that we will now take some meat. And after he said that, he took bread, gave thanks to God in the presence of all of us. And when he had broken it, he began to eat. We are now all of good cheer. And when we had eaten enough, we lightened the ship even the more by casting the wheat into the sea. The next day, we saw a creek with a shore. The men wondered if it would be possible for them to thrust the ship into the shore. But in trying to do so, they ran the ship aground. The front of the ship was stuck first, and it remained unmovable. But the hinder part, that's the back, the place where we're sitting, was broken with the violence of the waves. My brothers and sisters, I'm sorry that I invited you all on this journey with me. And I feel bad that I said, let's sit in the back. But as tough as it may seem, we are going to survive. And I hope, it is my prayer that each and every one of you will forgive me when we make it out safely. Because if I had the slightest idea that we were going to have to go through this, I would have never suggested this journey. The soldiers had decided to kill the prisoners. Because if any one of them would have escaped, the soldiers would have to pay with their own lives. But the centurion commanded that they which could swim cast themselves first into the sea and go to land. And the rest of us, those of us who can't swim, grab yourself a board or a broken piece. We are now in the sea. The ship is broken. The water is rough. And we are trying to find a piece of the ship that we can hold on to. We grab one of the broken pieces. And we begin to think about the things that can be in the water with us. Sharks. Jellyfish. Stingrays. Sea snakes. Pufferfish. Saltwater crocodile. All of them bring us much concern. And then we start to think about the things that have broken in our lives. Our broken pieces. Things like depression, divorce, grief, bereavement, failures, being misunderstood, loneliness, loss of employment, bad doctor's report, discrimination, stress. I'm just trying to drive down this street. And if I didn't mention that's something that you have had to deal with, you know what it is. Just think about it. We think about our broken pieces as being in the water with all those dangerous animals. And we begin to realize that not only did we survive the storms on the ship, but we survived all the storms that has ever been in our lives. We made it on the broken pieces of our life. As we look back, we see that every storm that we have ever made it through helped to shape us. I want to encourage you to hold on to that broken piece of the ship. Because we have the promise of the angel that told Paul that we would not be lost. He did not say that it would be easy for us to get to shore. I had to think about it, me myself. I got to find a big piece of the ship to hold on to. Because if I grab a little piece, it's like I ain't grabbed nothing at all. Come on, y'all understand what I'm saying? I can't just grab any little piece of the ship. I need to find a whole seat. You see the angel didn't say that we would not get a mouthful of salty water. He didn't say that we wouldn't have to drink some of the stuff that's around us from time to time. He didn't say that our head would always be above the water. But he promised that we would get there. Can I tell you about another promise that was made to us? Through Jesus' death on the cross. God promised humanity redemption, forgiveness of sins, reconciliation, and the gift of eternal life. He promised that when he sent his son down to die for us. And his son had to go through all the things. Through life, he was tempted, he was persecuted, he was knocked down, they tried to stone him. Through all of that, through all his storms, his son Jesus never gave up the ship. He never said that I would not go through this entire journey. He never said that I would not be willing to drink some salty water. They took him, led him up a hill called Calvary. Y'all know him. After whipping him all night long. We talked about a rough sea. We talked about our journey on the ship that just tossed us around. But they beat him and they whipped him all night. And then stuck a crown of thorns on his head. Made him carry his own cross. And then they nailed his hands. They nailed his feet. Y'all know I like this part. But they made a mistake. They lifted him up. Because he said, if I be lifted up, I'll draw all men unto me. Let me tell you, my brothers and sisters, sometimes your enemies don't even know what they're doing for you. They think they are doing you some harm, and all the time they're doing you good. Don't be too hard on your head, because they just might end up to be a motivator. We all got it. Don't be so hard on your haters. Jesus had haters, and what did they do? They lifted him up. Your hater will lift you up. You gotta have them, you gotta have enemies. Because the Bible lets us know that he prepares a table before me in the presence of my enemies.